Okay, guys, it's raining today. I wish the sun would be shining because this spot here is gorgeous in the sunlight, but it is a cold, rainy fall day, so we're just appreciating what we're getting here. This morning, I woke up and did what I always do. I get up, make my bed, make a cup of coffee, fill out my 5-minute journal, put on my stretching clothes, do yoga, and enjoy the view. It's a rainy, gloomy day. I love listening to the sound of the rain, and most days I can hear the seals calling from the sea. I've been on a good routine, morning and night. Some people might call it boring. I'll stick with maintaining my happiness. But am I happy? I spiraled for a while and knew it was time to be creative, time to film, time to hopefully work towards true happiness. It's a rainy day. And guess what? I think it's the perfect day to get back into this whole business here. I've been in quarter life crisis, I don't know, mid-20s breakdown, whatever you want to call it. Reach a certain age where you question, why are you doing what you're doing? And where is that getting you? I feel like when you're young, you're just so full of life. You just want to experience things. You have zero experience of anything. You just want to go out there in the world and have a life. And then once you have a life, you're just like, wait, what? How did I get here? Is this even what I want to do? Is this my passion? Is this something I want to do for the rest of my life? Do I want to live here for the rest of my life? Do I want to be surrounded by these people for the rest of my life? I've known for years, for anyone who has never watched any of these videos, long time ago, my partner and me converted a bus and we just filmed all of that and put it on YouTube. That was my first time doing YouTube videos. I honestly loved it. It was so much fun. The filming, the creating, just uploading, even the editing part. Like I really love every single part of it, but it was so stressful whilst doing the bus build, and we had a time limit because we needed to get back to our jobs. We needed money. It was like a whole thing. It was very stressful, and eventually I just stopped filming, and ever since it's been in the back of my head because like I loved doing YouTube videos, but didn't know what about, for who, for what reason. Yeah. And then now I look at my life and I'm like, I don't know why I do anything. The jobs that I have, I don't have like a career. I didn't study. I just went traveling really after I was done with school. It has been so amazing and so good to just grow and learn and have all these different jobs. But like, there's definitely not that purpose behind it that I thought I was gonna get, or maybe I just didn't never think about the purpose until now that I've just become older and I'm at a point where I'm like, you know, I want a life with purpose. I want to do things that bring me purpose, and I want to explore that gift that I have, because we all have some sort of gift, and I want to bring that to the world and not just do, you know, just a job to have money and get by, basically. Yes, so that's what brings me back to YouTube. Ever since I've been feeling so lost over the past few years, I have a few things that I started doing, and that's what I want to share. I want to share this story, the story of me just like changing my life. I know there is something great waiting on the other side of this change, and I am so ready. I'm overdue for it, really, but it was always in my hands to change it and to do it. So I'm finally ready to accept that and to start the shifting into that light, into that good life, into that passionate life. And I feel so inspired by so many people that I watch on YouTube, or just even people in my real life, that I just want to change. and I want to document this. I want to document my change to help anyone out there who's in the same spot, has the same problem, who is in their mid-20s and is just so lost. Because deep down, I feel like the older we get, we know, as a child, it's so easy. You're just like, I like this, I like doing that, I don't like doing this. But then the older we get, the harder it gets to just like sit down and be like, what do I like doing and what do I not like doing, and why wouldn't we spend our life doing things that we love doing, and then hopefully generating an income eventually from that. How do I change? Even if you know that you really want something, it doesn't mean you're just gonna go out there and get it, which you should. If you're that type of person, good for you. Like, I admire you, but I am not that person. I have a lot of traumas, a lot of things to deal with, a lot of self-sabotaging habits. Like, there was so much to deal with before I even just could sit down here and film myself and be comfortable to some level. Number one is what I've been doing for years now, even back when I was doing the bus build videos, and that is yoga and meditation. Yoga and meditation has changed so much in my life, and I can't even describe like how good it is to not just be anxious, but to know how to deal with that anxiety. I never was an anxious person, but in the last year, I will say for sure, I've been feeling more anxious than ever. And that is because I was not listening to that calling, to that deep, just like, instead of nurturing what was inside me, what was like really calling me to like do this specific thing, I just like shut it down. I was like, no, I'm gonna make money, I just need to get by. And the stress was building up because with those jobs you make minimum wage, you don't really get by and you can barely save up money. And it was just so stressful. I was working 3 jobs at a time. It was really getting to me, and I felt so anxious at work, at home, at night, in bed. It doesn't even matter, like showering, the things that usually you should definitely be in a different mind state and you should just be relaxing and having a good time. I was anxious. And then I was like, okay, like, what is happening? I need to change. Like, I need to just change everything, really, but where do I start? And then I started getting back into meditation, and I just learned a bunch of breathing exercises. And now whenever, even at work, I feel like the slightest bit of anxiety coming in, I know I can just breathe through this. This is not me. I don't identify with it. I just let it pass, and it has been just feeling a lot better to somehow handle that without identifying as an anxious person, because I know there's always things in life, whatever you do, there's always things that will stress you out. There's always like anxieties that can come up, but as long as you don't make that your personality, but it's just like, it's just a part of life, it's a roller coaster, it's ups and downs, but there's no good or no bad. It's all just part of it. Number 2 is I have for years now tried to have a proper morning and night routine. You see those other YouTubers and they have these glamorous morning routines and nighttime routines, but then try to fit any of that into your real life, and it's hard. Getting up at 5 a.m. to do yoga, to have a proper morning routine before you actually head out to go to work, that ain't easy. But it took me multiple years to get to a point where I'm comfortably with doing yoga every single morning, at least 5 to 10 minutes. I'm not talking about like an hour yoga class before I go to work, because I sometimes just don't have the time for that. And I also want to prioritize my sleep. I have a sleeping schedule, and in the mornings I try to do yoga. That is part of my morning routine, and it has been helping a lot. I get up, I have this moment to center myself before I go out in the world. Before I talk to other people, I can actually like organize those thoughts I have in my head. And something I've been doing for quite a while now is my sacred cycle journal. I can link that down below. Basically, I've been just tracking my cycle, and that is something I should have done a lot earlier in my life, because I barely knew anything about my cycle. First of all, I never knew when I was getting my period. I never knew what part of my cycle I was in, and if my cycle was changing or if it was staying the same. Like, there were so many just like question marks in my head when I first read about people tracking their cycle, and I was like, why would I do that? I am a person who likes to write down on paper, so I got the journal and I started writing, and I realized Like every night I write down just a few notes about like how my day was I on my period, what happened, how was my mood, did I have any cramps, like what was going on. So I track it every single night, and then at the end of the month I have like a few pages where I just reflect upon a month, see what like the moon was doing while I was bleeding, and you know, just reconnect to that month and kind of just like look at it. And my moods, ooh, I looked at the past like 4 months, and this was probably like the worst it's been. I have so many negative thoughts, like there's nothing good. It was so negative, like really so bad, and I didn't even realize. You know, when you're in that headspace and you have to actually take a step back and have some sort of tracking to be just like, whoa, or a person coming to you and it's like, you have been really, really negative, because sometimes you just don't realize. And I did not realize until I did those reflections. And then I was like, that is not who I want to be. I don't want to be that negative person. God, no. I want to be a positive, lighthearted person. I want to just share love with the world and with people. I want to have a good attitude, and I don't want to be in a negative cycle anymore. So the cycle tracking made me realize that even more. Besides, like, I feel like period tracking, cycle tracking is a whole different video I'm going to do eventually. But just having something that I'm actually tracking my life and what's going on was a big change. To that, which I do every night, now for a few weeks, I've been also doing the 5-minute journal, which, oh my God, I can only recommend to anyone, especially if you're stuck in a little bit of a negative mindset. It is so impressive how well it works. It's absolutely crazy. Basically, every morning you have those 3 different tasks. You like sit down and it asks you a few different questions, like a few affirmations for the day. What would make today great? What are you grateful for? And then at night, you come back to the same page on the journal and it asks you 3 positive things that happened today and what did you learn today? So it shifts your focus first thing in the morning and last thing at night before you go to bed to positive thoughts, because let's be real, especially in this privileged life like that I feel like I get to live in, there is so much to be grateful for at all times. I forget about all these privileges all the time, but it's just like, yes, I have a roof over my head, I'm warm, I have a bed, I have a partner who loves me, I have healthy food I eat every day. There's so many positive things, even just like if you have a job you don't like, but there's so much more in your life than just that job. Or if there's one person you don't agree with, or there's so many reasons to be negative, but there's way more reasons to be positive and grateful every single day. And the fact is, for months upon months, I was attracting negative things because I was being so negative and I was putting that out into the world. And law of attraction, like, yes, my everything kept getting worse and I wasn't like really connecting to people, nothing was working out, and I was just like, why is this happening? Guess what? Because that's what I was building my life up for. Like, that's the road I was on, that's where I was heading, destination negativity. Once I got this journal and I did this every day, I slowly started to realize, whoa, like, I should be grateful. I should be damn grateful for just to be here, to be alive. And every day it's getting easier and I find more things to be grateful for. And I just start my day off so much better. And I'm so happy just that I get to do yoga, that I get to make a nice breakfast, and that I get to meal prep and go grocery shopping. Even the most mundane things are becoming positive things because I get to do them. I get to be grateful for them. So that really changed my life. I'm going to link that below as well. Please, I can only recommend doing this. I'm going to give an update once I've completed the whole journal. But for now, it's been a game changer. Last but not least, spending time in nature has been a major part of my healing journey. Yes, I'm trying to make it a conscious effort every single day to spend at least 5 to 10 minutes outside, preferably more, but we're getting into fall rainy season, so I'm also not trying to like sabotage myself. So I don't want to be like, I'm going to spend hours upon hours outside, because I might not in the rain. I am not a big fan of cold weather, so I'm just trying to keep it realistic here. But it's the effort of just going outside for myself. And even This morning I went outside, took in this beautiful view, had a sip of my coffee, went down to the dock for a few seconds, and it just felt so good. One breath and it changes your whole body to just like let go, and you just relax. And I don't know, I'm a big fan of nature, and it definitely does something to you. And it's really funny, like I actually just watched a video where somebody was talking about non-negotiables, and I really connected with that. Because you know how it is a non-negotiable to go to work? Because if you don't go, they're gonna fire you, they're gonna find someone else. But what else in our life is a non-negotiable? And I've made these things non-negotiables for myself, and I'm gonna keep working, and I'm gonna make more things non-negotiables for my life. And hopefully that will get me to a life where I'm happy, where I'm light, where I just get to connect with amazing people, and where I just live my purpose and passion, and I can just walk in that light. I hope you're gonna tune in next week when the next video will come out. Love if you would want to comment if there's some non-negotiables for you, or if you have been in this sort of crisis. And it doesn't have to be in your mid-20s. Let's be real, you can be in a crisis at any age, at any time in your life. And sometimes we just gotta hit reset and just see who we are, what we're doing, and what it is that we want from this life. I hope you'll come along on this journey. I am so excited, and I am just so grateful that I get to do this, that I get to be here and record myself. And I'm sending all my love and light to you. Thank you for being here.